you said when you sat down in the chair and looked at my show logo, you said what John Hamm said when he saw the show logo for the first time.
Yeah.
Very Don Draper-like, don't you think?
Very Don Draper. Don Draper on the run.
There is.
Yeah.
Exactly. He kind of grabbed the mug and did the Mad Men theme as it was falling down sort of way. Being on that show, and you joined it midway through.
Third year,
correct,
I started,
right?
yeah.
It's pretty much as you.
It was already a big thing
exactly.
by then. Yeah.
What was it like walking onto the set with that at that time?
I mean, I remember. I was a fan of the show, so I was excited and intimidated, and I also didn't know. I was only hired for one episode. And
Lane Price is just one episode?
They said, listen, he's not sure what he's going to do with the character, but he definitely wants him for one episode. He might write him in for more, he might not. He depends on what he sees happens with the role. So, but we definitely want the character for one episode. So, so I was sort of episode to episode during that. No matter how experienced you are, if you watch a show, you get into the whole imaginative life of the show. When you meet those people in real life, you are a little bit starstruck. So, and those guys had all figured out what they needed to figure out by then. So there was no conversations about the script, the material, the world, the style of performance, anything like that. You had to figure that out really quickly.
Well, and there is a similarity I could not help but notice, and I don't know if it's spoiler alert if something happens in Chernobyl within the first couple minutes.
It's not really a spoiler alert.
Right, but Lane Price and your character in Chernobyl both meet the same end. Jared, I'm wondering what's up with that.
Slightly, well, that's the writers decided that.
Or in the case of, obviously, Chernobyl history this actually happened.
Well, he decided where to put that event in the story.
True.
Craig did. And Craig used it as he wanted it to stick in your mind as to why had he done that. So it's a mystery at that point.
Correct.
And that you'll suspend that thought in your mind as you go through the show. But then Valery Legasov, he did it as a statement. He used it as an inciting event to try and get the scientific community to reveal what they knew about the reactors and the design of the reactors and the cause of the accident. And it worked in that sense. And he only had a couple of years left. I mean, his daughter was talking about it recently, about how sick he was at that point. He was actually a lot sicker than we portrayed him to be. He was very thin and he had stopped eating. And he was very poorly.
Well, that's the thing that my wife and I, many times we remarked watching Chernobyl, is the fact that how close to the building everybody was with nothing on to protect them. And
they hadn't trained them.
So I'm just wondering if everybody knew just doing their jobs every day was a death sentence, essentially, just being as close to the building as they were. That's the thing that I've always
certainly Legasov knew that. And anyone who had any kind of familiarity with nuclear physics would have understood that the longer you spent there in proximity to it, they weren't as close as the first responders. I mean, that was an instant death sentence for those guys, and again, they hadn't been trained in what to do in those circumstances. They'd only ever been trained in how to handle a conventional fire. But it all depended. Once the people who had arrived afterwards, and once the fire was out, it's how long you spend in proximity to that material. And also how much of it is coming down on you and getting kicked up in the wind.
Well, I never really say this to a guest, but having followed your career and seeing Legasov in Chernobyl and Lane Price in Mad Men, I hope you're not somebody who's trying to quit smoking through
I
through
quit.
work. Oh, my God.
I quit,
After Chernobyl?
No, I quit several years ago. It took me 7 goes. I quit in 2004.
How the hell are you doing your job?
Well, they're not real cigarettes. You're not allowed to smoke real cigarettes on sets.
But
they're herbal cigarettes. They taste disgusting.
So then your acting is particularly amazing.
Also, the thing about those, and this is true as well for Mad Men, herbal cigarettes don't stay lit. So normal cigarettes, they put stuff in it so you can puff away and hold it and chat for a bit for 20, 30 seconds, and it will be lit when you come back to it. Not herbal cigarettes. So when you see them and they're going, and they're like sucking on them for their life, the reason is so they're trying to keep the damn thing lit, and it doesn't go off in the middle of the take, and you have to redo the take because the cigarette went out. So that's why you see like John Hamm and John Slattery and everything, they're sucking on these things for their life. And that's the reason why.
So I'm mandated to ask, is that real alcohol that was in the set?
No, you're not allowed to do that either, unfortunately. It was kind of boring. Or the set went on Mad Men when Matt Weiner was there. There would be a little tipple of whiskey by the cameras, and you could go and have a little
I'm just wondering.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.